The Republic of Congo is a country in Africa. It borders, like, the Democratic Republic of Congo. You know the one, the big long one? Starts with C or something. It borders that one. It borders the Atlantic Ocean. Does it border Equatorial Guinea? I don't know. But, like, it's a country. It got some cities, you know? It got Brazzaville, it got Pointe Noire, it got Dolisi, it got Mfondo, it got Loete. I don't know these cities, but they're in the Republic of Congo, and that's all that matters. So how do people get between the cities in the Republic of Congo? There's roads and stuff, I'd assume, but I'm not talking about roads today. Today, I'm talking about the airlines of the Republic of the Congo. The Republic of the Congo, to my knowledge, is not the most independent country in the world. So, you would need to go to different places. You'd need to go to, it speaks French, right? You need to go to France. Of course you need to go to France, because it's the Congo. But, how can you go to France when all the airlines from the Republic of Congo are banned in the EU? They're banned. You can't go to France, you can't go to Switzerland. No, you can't go to Switzerland. You can't go to Germany, you can't go to Belgium. Don't even think about going to Luxembourg. So pretty much, if you're an airline from Congo, and you're like flying over the Mediterranean, barreling towards Italy, like they will scramble Eurofighter type things, and they will shoot you down, because you're an airline from Africa, and Europe thinks you don't have good safety. But, here's what you do. You can still go to Great Britain and see Charlie Boy. Woohoo, you can do that. Anyways. Where was I? Air France flies between Paris and most major cities in the Republic of the Congo. They probably operate A330s or something. But how do you go between places in the Congo using airplanes? Because Air France is certainly not gonna fly regional flights. And like Air Afrique does not exist anymore. It went bust in 2002. So what do you do? How do you get through the Republic of the Congo? Airlines. And when I started this video, I thought like there'd be like 2 airlines of Congo that operated Antonov and like Yak 40s from like the Soviet Union. And here's the thing, most of these airlines that I'm going to talk about today did operate these ancient planes, but only in like the 90s? So we're fine. Now, Republic of Congo currently has 3 operating airlines. The third one is really weird and I'll save it for last. The most major and most important one is Transair Congo. They operate like 737s. Transair Congo, they have like, they just have 5 737, 1 200, 3 300s, and 1 500. They have this fairly boring, just bluish livery, but they have 5 aircraft, and that's more than the next guy on our list, Equaflight, can say. You know, Equaflight? I don't know. It looks like it's Equaflight. They have just like business jets, which is weird. They have like a Dassault Falcon, which I didn't really expect, but that exists. They have a Beechcraft 1900, and they have like a Dornier. They apparently used to have like Embraer ERJs and ATRs, so they must have been somewhat important. Well, that's Equaflight. Now, there's all these defunct airlines in the Congo, and they are a lot more like what I would have imagined the airlines of the Congo would look like. You have stuff like this one called Bravo Air Congo, which operated like a DC-9. That's exactly what I expected. Like, it seems like the DC-9 is just what Africa uses. Now, you also have good old Equatorial Congo Airlines, also known as EC Air, which actually looks surprisingly very modern. They have this like greenish livery, and they literally operated like 737s, 757s, and 767, and even almost had a Dreamliner, but ended up in the desert. They operated from like 2010 to 2016, and pretty much their whole business model was leasing their planes from Swiss Airlines and just flying them to Europe so that they could circumvent banned in EU rules. But it doesn't look like it worked because they went bankrupt in 2016 and plans to restart in 2019 didn't go anywhere. But their headquarters looks really cool, so damn, look at that. So, probably most famous of the former Congolese airlines is Air Afrique. Now, Air Afrique is not solely Congolese. Air Afrique was every Western Africa country being like, bro, colonialism has made us poor. We cannot afford to start our own airlines. Let's all gang together and make our own airline. And that's what they did. They made Air Afrique one of the 5 largest airlines in Africa. They had A300s, DC-10s, 727s, an Antonov 12. And they went bankrupt after 9/11, and Air France took over their international routes. Looks like there was an airline that was mainly just Congolese, their national airline called Lina Cargo, and it's Lina or Lina, it was an acronym. They appeared to just had like a Fokker and old Douglases, I don't know. That's Lina Congo. Look, honestly, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia list for this. Most of this is unsourced. You have ACA Air that commenced and ceased operations in 1998, so they evidently did not go anywhere. What else is on this? ECL Air from the 1980s, which operated at DC-4. Clash Aviation with the 727 in the mid-2000s. It's not funny. It's just like interesting, you know? Because there's all these like obscure little airlines that you've never heard before, like Aerospace, which operated a Hawker Siddeley 748 in 1999. Like, this is weird, you know? This is like Uncanny Valley. And of course, there's no photos of any of these because they're like deep in the Congo, literally. I think it's also important that I go on a quick tangent about the Boeing 707 and Africa, because I've done research into the histories of the individual aircraft, and what basically happened for like most of them is the ones that didn't crash were basically bought by either Western Europe or America, and they, after like 10 years, they were converted to freighters and used out of obscure Central European cargo airlines from Belgium or like Italy or some crap, I don't know. America, they had all these obscure cargo airlines. The 707, just after like 10-15 years, all of them just went to Africa. All of them. And they all operated with like these obscure airlines from like Zimbabwe or like South Africa, Ghana, probably Kenya, Libya had a lot of. I'm just naming stuff now. I should stop. The last airline, and now this one is currently operating, the third and final big airline of the Congo, Canadian Airways Congo. They have 3 aircraft, which are a 737 and 2 MD-80s. I don't know why they're called Canadian Airways Congo. They are completely unremarkable. Their website just says it was founded in 2004 by like some enterprising pilot guy, but I don't know why they're called Canadian Airways. Because I checked. Their call sign is Canair. There is this obscure Canadian cargo airline in the mid-90s called Canair. They operated like 737s, Convair CV240s, but the turboprop conversion. All these were cargo, and they also leased a couple A320s one time, but that's pretty much what it was. They went bust in like the late 90s. They might be related to Canadian Airways Congo. I don't know if they are. The enterprising pilot mentioned on the Canadian Airways Congo website had like an African name, so I wouldn't assume there was some Canadian guy that just branched down to like Western Africa and was like, I'm gonna start an airline in the Congo. Am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. To go on about Canair, I dug deep into this. I went to the Canadian transportation website. I searched Canair on there, and pretty much there was some Canair like Convair that went off the runway in some airport, and that's pretty much where most of the information about Canair from official Canadian government comes from. Basically, they operated in Ontario and British Columbia, and sometimes offered vacation flights to like specifically Philadelphia. That's pretty much it. I don't know why Canadian Airways Congo is called Canadian Airways Congo. The airplanes they have are not Canadian, and they seem to be unrelated to Canair. This was what I originally made this video for, but I wanted to stretch it for the memes. So, in conclusion, the Republic of the Congo has 3 currently operating airlines. 2 of them are actual airlines. One of them has a really funny name, and the third one is like a charter operator. And this is the airlines of the Republic of Congo. Thank you. I've been Wilkie Whale. Please subscribe.